Okay, here we are. In this video, should be pretty quick. We're going through how to add integers using arrows, sometimes also known as vectors. But for our sake, we'll just say arrows. So each arrow is going to represent an integer. In our first example here, we have this problem. 4 plus negative 7 plus 1. So I have three integers. I'm going to have three arrows to go with my three integers. And we always start at 0. So my first arrow I'm going to represent is going to represent the 4. So I start at 0, and I go to the right 4. So I've moved 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the beginning of my arrow. This is the end of the arrow. Now I'm going to add to it negative 7. Well, negative is this other direction, right? So I need to start where I ended. And this time I'm going to go back 7 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that puts me right there at negative 3. Now I'm going to add 1. Again, I'm going to start from where I ended. I'm going to go 1 in the positive direction. So my answer is negative 2. So one more time. So the 4 is my first. So there's my arrow that represents the 4. Next, I'm going to add negative 7. And here is my negative 7. I started from the one end, and I came over here. And lastly, I'm going to add 1. So 4 plus negative 7 plus 1 is equal to negative 2. I'll box my answer. And that's where this last arrow ended up. Sometimes you're given arrows and you're asked to write, well, gosh, what problem is this? Well, I have 3 arrows. That means I'm going to have 3 integers. I always start at 0. So this first one, I start here and I end at negative 3. So this arrow right here, negative 3. And then I pick it up here. And how far do I get over? So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to add 6 from this end to get a 3. And then from here, I've got one more arrow. I'm going to add another 1. And many of you probably see that I end up at 4. And you could see, well, hey, if I just add 6 and 1, that's 7. And if I subtract 3, 7 minus 3 is 4. So that makes sense. One more time. This time I'm going to, my first arrow, I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go to the left 1. That's my negative 1. Now I'm also going to go another 2 to the left because they're still negative. So here's my negative 1. I moved a distance of negative 1. Now I moved a distance of negative 2. Now it looks like I'm going to add 5, so I'm going to have to go back 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end up at 2. And many of you might see that this is 5. Minus 1 is 4. Minus 2 is 2. So you should have been 2. Hopefully this helps. Go finish your work.